welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm Dear Darling, as you will see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhollow today, where we'll be more relaxing today, you know, first day post-birthday, first a full day I suppose, but oh god, my controller, being a year older. I'm going to talk about, I'm not really sure what I'm going to necessarily talk about today, something about what I did yesterday, probably, because, you know, I did some stuff to celebrate my birthday, nothing like insanely crazy, of course. You might be like, are you going to talk about Hamilton? Because you said you went to see Hamilton, and the answer is no, not yet. Mainly because I need to listen to the soundtrack again to actually fully, I suppose, understand. Well, not fully understand, but to remember what's going on. But anyway, hello everyone. Right now in Fawnhollow, it's 2:42 p.m. on Sunday, September 3rd, 2023. Yeah, so we're sort of relaxing and vibing as per usual. It's no longer my birthday, but, you know, it was my birthday. It was all nice, you know. I'm certainly not going to complain about that sort of thing. Yeah, I don't know. What to talk about? Yeah, I don't really know what to talk about. It's just, you know, things are... what should I talk about? Ah, no, I'm sorry, Vivian. Ran away, but what I do know is I'm going to be doing a lot of Happy in Paradise recording today because I need to record quite a few episodes in advance of my holiday, which I'm going on, which will be on from the 8th, I think, to 15th or something, and I'll talk about more about it, I suppose, when I come back. But yeah, what's bottle? So there'll be quite a few pre-recorded episodes. They're going to be quite fast ones because I've not had a lot of time to pre-record a lot of episodes, to be perfectly honest. So these Animal Crossing episodes are going to be rapid. Oh, well, the Happy in Paradise ones, I think. But yeah, so, I mean, yesterday I went to a nice fancy restaurant. I mean, I mostly spoke about it yesterday, I think. I went to, like, a nice fancy restaurant, which was in, like, a pretty, like, it was in London. It had a really nice view of London. It had this massive elevator with the view, I suppose, as he went up and down. One of my friends is not particularly great with heights, so he found it quite a terrifying experience, but I'm pretty good with heights, I would say. I'm not, like, I don't not have a fear reflex, I suppose, because that's just going too far. I feel fear like every other human would do, but I suppose it's in something which I think is vetted as safe. I don't feel necessarily fear that might be more typical. So I'm trying to think how to phrase this properly. Wow, you look like really dapper in that, Rowan. Vivian, again, always killing it with the gifts she gives to others. But yeah, like, I think the example I always give is I'm not scared of roller coasters. I find them, like, fun, if anything. And I spoke with a friend about it who doesn't like roller coasters. He says he feels quite nauseated on them. Well, I don't feel nauseated. I feel, like, exhilarated, I suppose, would be the closest sort of emotion I feel while riding one. But yeah, I forgot what I was going to say. What was I going to say about this? I don't really remember. Oh, yeah, we talked to Vivian about this. Yeah, I don't really have a... Oh dear, I just realised that yesterday was your birthday. Well, happy belated... I didn't realise you did belated birthday stuff. I mean, I have my birthday... Oh no, I already put them away, but I didn't realise that people wished... the villagers wished for a happy belated birthday. It's not like you really missed the birthday. It's more like I wasn't here for most of the day or something, so you were all asleep, I suppose, when I actually got... Actually, no, it's not true. I could have spoke to my villagers. They're probably going to all ask for birthday cake, but I forgot again that if you don't hit the piñata fast enough, you don't get enough birthday cake to give to everyone. But yeah, what was I going to say? Yeah, so we rode up this, like, massive elevator. It was about, like, 40 floors, I think, of a building to get to the restaurant, I suppose. Which, you know, it was interesting because there was two elevators, and one that went... They basically went up to the exact floor that you had to go to this restaurant. And it just sort of made me wonder, I don't know what the rest of that building's for. Or, like, how do you access the rest of our floors in that building? Because, like, we went in through... it probably wasn't the main door, I guess, but it was, like, a door that was facing the street side. We walked into it, and, you know, it was just like, oh, you know, are you here for this reservation for this restaurant? And we were like, yeah. And... Actually, it wasn't like... We just... I don't know how they would predict which reservation we were there for, but... you know, with every reservation, they were like, "I'll take the elevator." And the elevator only had like 3 buttons. It was like the ground floor, like the 40th floor, and like the 41st and 39th or something like that. So, yeah, so we just went up to the floor where the restaurant was on, and at the time I was thinking, I was like, you know, this is a very obviously specific job for this elevator. I was going to call it esoteric, but I'm not really sure that's it's probably not really the right way to use that word, but you get what I mean, probably. It's like this elevator only goes up to a few of the floors, which is, you know, I suppose quite different from the general purpose elevator, which you use to access whatever floor, well, you need to access, really. That's mainly how it kind of goes. So I'm not saying it's necessarily bad or whatever, it's just like, it just made me think, okay, so there's like, we're not even at the top of a building, it probably like still goes up, and there's like whatever number of maybe like 60 other floors which are not just this restaurant. How do you get to the other floors? Well, I guess there's probably stairs. I think there must be like a building mandate which it must have like stair access to every single floor because of like fire escapes or something like that. I was like, how do you reach the rest of it? I mean, like, I remember the building it was in, so maybe I could actually just look it up. It's a commercial skyscraper in London. Second tallest building. Wow. It's pretty tall, apparently. So what is going on inside? How is this? Is this what it's called? Oh, it's got a new name. Okay, it's accommodation. Really? Building. Floor plans? Okay. It's a load of offices. It's just a load of offices. So I guess it's probably a different entrance to actually enter it. And it was just about this one in particular had an entrance for this restaurant. It's pretty cool though, I'm not gonna lie. You might be like, are you a type of person who likes the tall reaching size skyscrapers of a busy city and that sort of thing? Is that the sort of life that is for you? I can't really say so. Like, how would I put this? I don't hate it, but I do think there should be a balance of things, you know? But the thing that annoys me most, I think, about cities is how busy it is all the time. And it's not busy, and it's not because I hate people. I'm like, oh, I don't want to be around crowds or anything like that. It's more like crowds are kind of inconvenient, you know? Like, oh, I'm trying to get somewhere, you know, in like a smaller like town or something. You'd be like, oh, it's not too busy. Sometimes, you know, it's a rarity where there's no standing room or something. But if you're in like a busy, really busy city, you'd be like, well, okay, you're like squish to squish, like shoulder to shoulder against like 100 other people, like all crammed into this train car or something, because you're all trying to get to some next station. You know, there's only a limited capacity, even if the trains are super frequent, which is it's maybe it's a weird thing to say, but it's just like, yeah, I get kind of annoyed by well, not annoyed, but I'm just like, too many people is like, now it's a nuisance now. Like, if only I could like be a ghost and pass through people, or like teleport to where I need to go, it'd be so much more convenient. But that's obviously not how things work. I'm just trying to sort out everyone. I can't even remember who was at the party. I know Audie held it. I think Rowan was there and Phoebe was there, maybe? That sounds about right. So I'm just trying to talk to everyone who I didn't get to chat to yesterday. Yeah, so it's a very specific elevator, which is not something I've seen all that often. You know, I'm just trying to think how it works, because, okay, imagine, you know, this building has like 60 floors. I don't know how many floors it actually has, but there's 60 floors and whatever, and there's, you know, probably not all of them are going to be like commercial businesses or whatever. In fact, maybe that's a reason they don't sell that many commercial businesses, but so many of them have to not have an elevator that go up to them. You can't have a designated entrance with a designated elevator, right? Because, like, how does that work? How do you access the other floors? I don't know. I don't get it. Maybe I'm just being dumb, which I probably am. I mean, the obvious answer is there's probably a central elevator or something which goes to all the floors or something, and that's what, you know, maybe the office people use, because they're not always... The office people not necessarily constantly coming in and out like a commercial business like a restaurant would, where there's like numerous patrons coming in and out. But maybe there is. I don't maybe it's just not too bad. Well, I guess it depends how high the floors are. Because if it goes just between like floors 1 to 10 over and over again, it's not too bad. It doesn't have much to travel. But going from like floor 1 to 60 is pretty crazy. But anyway, the long and short of it was like a tall glass elevator, akin to Roald Dahl's one. Well, maybe not so much Roald Dahl's one, because that was pretty extreme. Didn't they like travel to before time or something, and then like it's like one of their grandparents was too young or something and became negative like 6 years old, and they had to age him up again to make him a certain age, something like that. I don't remember. You might be like, what are you talking about? This is a sequel to Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator, which I don't think ever got made into a movie, but I think he actually got into the Great Glass Elevator at the end of the original, whatever, like 1980s or something, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory movie, which probably confused a lot of people if you haven't read the books now I think about it, but that's neither here nor there. It was a great glass elevator, and it was pretty cool. It's not the longest elevator I've been on. Because when I was much younger, I went to... What is that tall building in America, which is famous, which is not... It's not the Seattle Needle, hold on. What was that tall building in America? I should know, but I'm having a mind blank. Tall building in USA. Was it the World Trade Center? 2014? No. That can't be right. Because I was quite young when I went. Was it the Empire State Building? That sounds right. Why has it got... Was the world's tallest building on completion? I think it was the Empire State Building. That's it. I mean, 1931, it was New York City. That lines up. It existed, I suppose. When I went up the Empire State Building. I don't remember much of a trip. The only thing I remember is that it had netting around the top, obviously, because it's quite high up. It was incredibly windy, and I stuck my head out like the netting just to sort of like look down at the people below, which obviously kind of freaked my parents out. That's all I remember. Rightfully so, I suppose. Yeah, but I do remember going up there. But I feel like I remember that elevator was basically, it was just like a room. You couldn't see out, which seems like a missed opportunity, I think, for some... I mean, I guess it really has its own like tourism notoriety, but it'd be kind of cool to have like an elevator, like glass elevator, where you can look out and see things, right? Yeah, I don't know where I was going with this. That was something I need to check. But yeah, what else? There's not really much to talk about, I suppose, glass elevators. I'm just, I'm sort of being, what's the word? Restrained conversationally, just in case as, I'm going to be recording a lot of Happier in Paradise today, and we're going to have to keep the conversation flowing. And with that, I can't overindulge with all my conversations too quickly. So, great glass elevator. Is that really what I'm going to talk about? I wonder what the tallest elevator in the world is. Tallest elevator in world. In South Africa, Angola, Ashanti, Ponan gold mine. A Bylong elevator? 100 Dragons elevator. Glass double deck elevator. That is 326 meters high. That's pretty high. 326 meters. Like, it's weird because thinking about distances horizontally is very different than thinking about it vertically. Like 300 meters across, like that's like nothing. You could Olympians could sprint that. I wasn't going to say I could sprint that. I probably couldn't sprint 300 meters, but I can sprint not 100. I can't sprint 300, but I could sprint 400. No, I could sprint 100. I could probably manage 200, but I think I'd be pretty dead when I hit that 300 mark. But yeah, I was basically just going to say, it's crazy to think how different distances are, like, across and upwards. Like, 326 meters up makes it the longest elevator in the world, but anything in, like, a horizontal length would be tiny. Weird to think, huh? I'm also surprised this elevator has such a tiny Wikipedia article for being something which is literally record-breaking. Bylong elevator. Would I ride in it? Yeah, I'd give it a ride. Why not? That seems like fun. Ride in a super tall elevator. Be like, woo! Look at the world as I see it beneath me. Something like that. Yeah, what was I going to say about this? I don't even remember anymore. Hold on a second. Apologies for that, a little bit of a pause. I don't know why I'm standing here like I was ready to round off this episode. It's not. Let's at least hit 17 minutes. Come on. Oh, is there anyone we haven't spoken to who could have wished us happy birthday? Spoke to Rowan. No, Rowan was there. Already held it. Spoke to Biscuit, but he was sitting down, so we kind of over it. Apollo and Amelia probably. Yeah. So like really tall glass elevators. Was Lily? I don't even remember if Lily was there. Let's speak to Lily anyway. Where's my bottle of water? No, bottle of water. Yeah. I mean, I guess with glass elevators, there's a reason is they're probably not as popular as the fact that you had to actually clean them, don't you? Like, you had to hire window cleaners to actually clean the entirety of the outside. But is this a new recipe? No way, Lily. No way. Oh, I will. Yeah, you had to hire people who are willing to do the window cleaner, I suppose, on the outside of the elevator, because you got to keep the glass clean, otherwise. I mean, actually, no, hold on. No, you don't. Maybe. It depends how the elevator's set up, because if it's... You only need to clean the outside of, like, the actual elevator carriage part. But I guess if it's that tall, you probably want, like, some outside... Not casing, but paneling, I suppose. To also protect from the elements. I don't really know. I don't know. I'm not a civil engineer. I should not try to be treading into the ground. Well, I'm not really treading into the ground. I'm just sort of talking ambiently about it. Something which is completely unrelated. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Glass elevators or something. Oh. Apparently I haven't spoken to you for ages. Do you still speak about my birthday? Oh, it does. Okay, so you do have the things all queued up. I know your subtle hints are like, hey, give me part of your birthday cake. I'm just saying, you know. It sounds so stupid to say. We celebrated my birthday last year. You don't need more birthday cake. But I guess it's from a video game perspective. It's like, well, okay, if I actually got all the birthday cupcakes, I think, from a thing, I would do it. I also think my storage is probably getting kind of full in Animal Crossing. I should probably check that out. We could probably just do it like this. I forgot this is the whole reason I put this pipe here, so I can easily access and sell things should I need to. But I'm pretty sure my storage is running out, so I need to start getting rid of duplicate items, if I recall. Let me just have a quick... Well, that's not the right button. What's the button? This is a button? Okay, I still got about 1,000, so we're still okay for now, but eventually I'm going to have to start getting rid of duplicate items. But yes, what was I going to say? Yeah, I don't know, the glass elevator. It was such a small part of the actual, you know, birthday experience itself, but it was pretty cool. Riding it up to the top. I've been to like really like restaurants in those like really tall tower buildings, I suppose, a couple of times, but not all that often. And I like it. I like looking at the view, and I think it's beneficial. Not beneficial necessarily, but it's fortunate I'm not scared of heights when I'm in something which I trust to be secure, like these elevators, which have so many fail-safes and stuff in them. So it's genuinely not too bad, I think. But anyway, I'm going to round this episode off here. So if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, share. It's greatly appreciated. Twitter, Discord down below. Hope we see each other again. But for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye-bye for now. And I've got a lot of Happy in Paradise things to be recording.